My roommate confessed romantic feelings for me and I rejected her. Now things are awkward. My roommate is most definitely not my type, she is on the heavier side and I just don't think she has any noticeably attractive features. Yet when I first moved into my current living situation, I really liked her and she was so sweet and welcoming to me. When we started to get to know each other after I lived there for a couple of months, I realized that we actually had a lot in common. We have a lot of overlapping interests, especially in TV shows and movies, so we would end up spending a lot of time together just watching TV and having really interesting discussions on whatever we were watching at that time. I was definitely enjoying her friendship. She was a cool girl, but I certainly never saw anything more in her. I never ever looked at her in an intimate way and I couldn't even force myself to be attracted to her if I wanted to. Well, things got weird the other night last week when she knocked on my bedroom door later at night. It was after everyone had already said good night and turned in, and we don't usually bother our roommates after we've all gone to sleep. When I opened the door she seemed sort of nervous, which added another layer of weirdness to the entire situation. I asked her if she wanted to come in my room and she sat down on the bed and said that there was something she needed to share with me. She proceeded to tell me that she had really been enjoying the time we were spending together and that she'd really like to ask me out on a formal date. She was staring at the floor the entire time she was talking to me and fidgeting with her hands. It was very uncomfortable and at first I didn't know how to respond without hurting her feelings. I sat next to her and put my hand on her back as I told her that I was flattered, but I really only saw her as a friend. She honestly looked crushed, but she accepted my answer and went back to her own room. I can't be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I heard her crying that night after our conversation. It made me feel SHT, but what was I supposed to do, lie to her? Anyway, like I said, my roommate was a really sweet person when I first moved in. She would go out of her way to do nice things for me, such as leaving me heaps of leftovers after she cooked, bringing in my packages, and even letting me use her parking space, which was much closer to the house. All these things made her seem like such a great friend, and I never thought that she would switch up the way she did. After the conversation where I rejected her, she's been giving me the cold shoulder. I have tried texting her a few times about the shows we are in the middle of watching together, but she just leaves me on red and avoids me in the apartment. I'm thinking of confronting her cause I honestly think she's being rude and overdramatic at this point. It's not like she's going out of her way to be rude to me, but she stopped doing literally all of the things that made her a good roommate in the first place.